Hello beautiful people. Today we have a first impression, a foundation first impression plus a ton of swatches. Hopefully this video will be very helpful. SheGlam, which is one of my favorite affordable brands. You guys know this already because you see me using SheGlam products like constantly on this channel. They have launched a brand new foundation. Look how cute this little PR send out is. As you open it, they all like pop out. So cute, it's the little things. I've launched a brand new stick foundation. I have not tried this yet. I wanted to try it on camera for the very first time, of course. They've also got this little brush here as well. This is called the Skin Magnet Foundation Brush. Looks very interesting. Look at that. It's a very dense brush. I remember seeing brushes like this on YouTube years and years ago. Remember those ones that kind of look like spoons? It's kind of like that vibe, like very, very dense, very soft. And then this is the foundation stick, but hold on a second. Let me show you how they come when you purchase them. This video is sponsored by SheGlam, by the way, but as always, my opinions are all my own, all honest. SheGlam encourage honesty, okay? Because they are confident in their products. And I mean, I have high hopes for this because I do really like other SheGlam products. They are such a good price point, and the quality I find is genuinely like high-end quality for such a low price. If you haven't tried SheGlam, maybe you think I'm gassing them up too much. No, I have literally forced like all of my friends to try SheGlam makeup because I love it so much, and now they use SheGlam every day. Honestly, their like liquid bronzers and blushes and stuff are top tier. I love their lip oils. Like, they've got so many good products, and if you want to see some of my other recommendations, I'll link some of my previous SheGlam videos down below, including like my yearly favorites where I showed some of their products in action too. So the box is very luxe, very beautiful, and then when you open it up, you get this beautiful little like sleeve. You get a little information booklet as well, which is so handy. You don't really see that very often. It's got information about the product as well as how to use it and an overview of all of the shades with some tips. And then yeah, the packaging, like I showed you before, it is so nice. It's proper good quality. It's not super heavy, but it's also not cheap and lightweight feeling at all. It's a nice weight. It's got this beautiful like golden kind of detail. Is that gold, would you say? Or is that like a, I don't know, like a champagne kind of color? I don't know. It's like not gold, not silver. I don't know. It's really pretty. And then it's got a lid here and the product on the inside, of course. The lid goes on really nice and secure, so I don't think this would like fall off in your makeup bag. And you get so much product. That's how it looks when it's wound up. To be specific, it's 10 grams of product. Typically, I am a liquid foundation girl, but every now and then I love trying out stick foundations. And like I said, I've got high hopes for this because I like SheGlam makeup. So before I get started with the first impression, I'm starting early today. We will be trying this over 12 hours. I'm going to swatch every shade for you because the shade range is incredible. 36 shades, and it looks like there's a really good range of very pale to very, very deep as well. So the very basics of the product just before we swatch. It says it's high coverage. One application can cover most facial spots and blemish marks. Blurring effect. The advanced formulation seamlessly fills lines and pores, ensuring a smooth, flawless complexion. First, we have the shade Linen. Wow, that is genuinely so pale. And you know what's great is it doesn't look pink. I feel like every time you find a super pale foundation, it's got such pink undertones that looks very neutral to my eye. But obviously check out the website. I'm sure they've got better shade descriptions than what I'm gonna offer here. Next we've got Chantilly. These glide on very nice. That's Porcelain. Buttercream, which is a little bit more yellow. Shell, this looks like a really nice color for me when I've got less fake tan on. And Fair, I'll just do Fair up here because I'm running out of room. There we go, that's Fair. Might just be easier to like swatch them on my face, I reckon. Next we have Butterscotch, Nude. Oh, that could be a good shade for me as well. Obviously it's a little bit lighter, but with bronzer and everything on top. Warm Vanilla. Just a little bit paler. Sorry if I'm not doing these in perfect order. I'm just eyeballing this. Sand. Oh, that could be really good for today. Acorn. It looks very similar to my tan. It's kind of got like an olive undertone, like a little bit greeny. Peach. That one actually looks stunning as well. It's a little bit less golden than this one here. It's a little bit more neutral. Yeah, peachy neutral. So those ones that I swatched on my arm and on the side of my face are definitely the more like light to light medium. Now we've got the more medium plus tones. Bamboo. The undertones in these are very nice. They're not too like severe. You know, the pinky ones aren't too pink. The yellow ones aren't super yellow. Next we have almond. That one there next to it is wheat. Then we have honey. Do honey here. That one is so nice. Like in terms of, for me, I'm talking. That's almost another contender for today. I think I'm just gonna keep aside a couple. We'll re-swatch them and we'll try to decide which color I'm gonna be. There are just so many shades. I appreciate it. Then we have golden. Then we have saddle. These glide on so like creamy and balmy. Like they feel so nice. Next up, let's do chestnut. Caramel. Walnut. Then we have earth right there. Then we have cappuccino. And these are just so creamy. Can I fit one more swatch? This is mahogany. We'll do it just here on the jaw. There's mahogany. This one here is mocha, hazelnut, camel, cashew. Next up we have nutmeg. I'm no expert in foundation shades, like, you know, obviously I'm one person, I'm not a makeup artist. I know my shades, you know, but the very pale ones, the medium ones, the deeper, darker, they all look wearable, you know? I feel like sometimes you can like spot a mile away when a like foundation is so like, even like for my skin tone sometimes, you're like, that's so like orangey or like, you know, way too pink or something, and you think who would actually suit that? Whereas all of these undertones, they really look like nice undertones. I hope that makes sense. Then we have truffle, which is very similar to the other one, except I'd say a little bit more neutral. You can kind of see on this angle, see. Now we've got the darkest shades here. There we go, dark clove. This is sandalwood next. There we go, sandalwood. Then we have sepia. That's how sepia looks. Deep coffee. Russet. And last but not least is cocoa, which we'll do right here. So shade range wise, I think they've done a pretty good job with having like a kind of equal amount, you know, of pale, light, medium, deeper, dark. There's not like 3 pale shades, a trillion medium shades, and 1 dark shade, you know? Like it's a very nice distribution. The undertones look beautiful, like I've said 100 times. I just feel like, yeah, the undertones will actually work for so many people. I'm actually gonna go wash my face so that we can have a clean slate to try these out and see how they go. Now, since I had to wash my face to like reset, I am priming my entire face because this is like a very moisturizing primer. So we're gonna like, yeah, it's gonna double as the moisturizer too. Otherwise my skin's just gonna feel so dry and that's not fair. This is the Love Dive by SheGlam, another very affordable option. Literally, it just makes your skin feel so quenched. Right, I really hope I like this. I feel like I've hyped up the shade range. Now we've got to see how it actually applies and how it wears throughout 12 hours. To be fair as well, usually with a stick foundation, I do prefer to wear primer because typically I feel like they are like a higher coverage, heavier kind of consistency. It says here that the formula is made without mineral oil, alcohol, so it's a mild and non-irritating formula. Like I said, blurring, high coverage, and also it's got this magnet-like strength, which makes it like adhere to your skin and last a really long time. So we'll be testing that out. Honey, sand, peach. If you're a similar skin tone to me, I don't know, which one do I go for? Let's go honey, I reckon. Kind of got like a peachy undertone to it. Now you can apply this with your fingers, a brush, sponge, whatever you like. I'm gonna try it out with the brush that they sent, and then if I don't like that, we'll just try it with something different. I'm just gonna blend these in, why not? Let's do half of my face and we'll see what the difference is. So I'm just going to draw it directly on my face, and then using this brush, I've no idea how to use this, to be honest. Your guess is as good as mine. I am just doing big strokes here. Wow, it looks like velvet on the skin. It's not covered everywhere. I think I would prefer more of a detailed approach. This is just so large. I feel like it's spreading it out really nicely. I think if you would want like a lighter coverage, this would be good because you can kind of spread it out, but I'm thinking I want to like kind of concentrate the product and get more coverage because I just want to see like how much coverage I can get. So let's try a sponge. This is clean even though it doesn't look it. I'm just going to press it in. It's a damp sponge, of course. Yeah, that's more my speed. You know what? Like, I was worried it was going to look like very, very thick and cakey, because I just feel like a lot of stick foundations end up looking thick and cakey. But it still looks like skin. Look at the finish too. It's really pretty. Okay, I thought it was going to be like very matte. It's really not. That's one layer. Well, technically two, kind of, but I'd just call it like one proper layer because the first layer was like so thin. You can see a little bit of my redness still, so I'm just going to build it up a little bit, and then it blends out so easily. Look at that, it just melts into the skin. I think it would work great with just like a flat top brush or something like that. Honestly, I could imagine myself just whipping a little bit of this on and tapping it out a lot sheerer for everyday wear. Because you know me, like day to day, I love just like a really nice light coverage, and I feel like you could get a nice light coverage with this, or you can build it up and get like super full coverage. Just out of interest, let's do another layer and just see if it gets cakey. I'm not going to do it all over though. I'm just going to kind of concentrate it over my cheeks. It just, yeah, the coverage just like piles on. It feels very lightweight as well. It doesn't feel super heavy or anything like that. And it actually feels quite moisturizing. It just blends so easily, no effort at all. I feel like you could put it on with your eyes shut. But just whatever's left on my sponge over my eyelids, so you can kind of see the coverage. Like, so nice. Just in a thin layer, it even gives you like just a really nice amount of coverage. It does not feel like a mask. I think the color is gorgeous. Like I say, once we put on bronzer and stuff, it's gonna look perfect. But I feel like this shade I could wear with like obviously less fake tan as well. So this is a good shade for me. Look at the before and after. I feel like my skin still looks glowy and healthy. It doesn't look all matte and chalky and heavy. The coverage is amazing, but it doesn't look like I've got a pound of makeup on. Do you know what I mean? So far, so good. I'm gonna whip it on the other side now. Let's just do one layer. Do a few stripes like this. It looks like I'm using heaps of product, but I do find when you're using a stick foundation, when you're wiping it on, it's still like such a thin, tiny amount compared to like pumping foundation on with a liquid. I feel like I use less product when I'm using a stick, which is probably why you get less product in a stick foundation, I guess, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I would say it is full coverage if you build it up. I don't think it's full coverage immediately. It's like a nice medium coverage immediately with a sponge, or lighter coverage if you really buff it out, like with that brush at the beginning, how I showed you. But look at that. I think that's a beautiful like medium coverage with just one layer. I cannot see if I'm showing you because my viewfinder doesn't work, but I think it looks so pretty. It's not emphasizing any texture. I actually do think it's quite blurring over like the pores and everything. Like, it's not emphasizing any texture. It's not sitting on top of any texture funny. I actually have a lot of texture on my skin right now, but it looks so smooth. I've got no filters, but my skin almost looks filtered in real life. So let's add on one more layer, match it to the other side. I love this color. But yeah, it just doesn't look too heavy, which I really like. I really don't like when my makeup feels like a mask. That's how I used to love my makeup though. I used to love a mask. These days, I don't know, I don't like the feeling of heavy makeup, like just wearing it for the whole day. I feel like, oh, like I just want to scratch it off. This definitely feels lightweight. Man, I've had such a good run with foundations lately. I've been loving doing first impressions. Go check out my channel if you want to see some more. This is definitely the most affordable one I've done lately though, and it's literally performing just as well as high-end makeup. I mean, so far. We still need to see how it wears throughout an entire day. Do you not think that just looks beautiful though? Like, it looks so pretty. I want to use one to bronze with, and because it's a foundation stick, it's going to add even more coverage. I think I'm going to try Nutmeg. I don't know if this is going to be my perfect like bronzer shade or if it's going to be too dark. So I'm just going to like start with like a really small amount, and I might use just like a brush just for like a bit more precision. Oh, I was a bit scared it wasn't blending out at first, but I think the color's good. I actually think I prefer the way it blends with a sponge though to a brush, so I might use my sponge. It's a beautiful color when it's shared out like that. It's got like a nice little bit of warmth to it. And you guys know I love warmth in my bronzer. Yeah, it's so much better with a sponge, honestly. Just that stippling motion seems to really do the trick. I've been loving cream bronzer lately, and I've been back into kind of sculpting my face again. Like, I stopped like contouring for a long time, but I'm way back into it again. That's such a good color. So there you go, Nutmeg. If you're a similar tone to me, you like similar bronzer tones to me, then Nutmeg might be a good one if you are wanting to also pick one up for a cream bronzer. Yeah, it blends out so easy like that. Okay, we got this down pat now. Yeah, I will definitely use this again, like even with other foundations, just as bronzer, like I like it. Hopefully since it's long wear, it'll last as like a bronzer for a long time as well. I'm just gonna use a little bit down my nose. That's better. And in my opinion, now that I have the bronzer on, I feel like the coloring all looks really good. It looks cohesive. Fix up my under eye circles. I definitely do feel like my skin is looking really pretty. Like I feel good in my skin. I feel like if I have like a bad foundation day or a bad skin day, like my makeup it just doesn't work out on top. SheGlam Cappuccino. I hope they still sell this because it's one of my favorites. Now we're not going to use setting spray today, but I am a firm believer in setting spray makes everything look better. We'll see how this goes without, just, you know, long wear wise. Going in with a little bit of powder, because I do this with every first impression. Just a really light layer around the rest of my face. It's set beautifully. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that. I'll show you up close in a second. And then I go in with a little bit of powder bronzer just where I put the darker foundation color, just to set that lightly. Rid of the excess powder, and the powders will all kind of settle in a little bit better soon too. Like they always look better after like half an hour or something. But here's how the skin is looking, you know, freshly set. I think it looks beautiful. I think if I was applying this not yapping, it would be so fast to apply. It's literally like draw some stripes, dab it out, and it's like done. Unless you want to build it up a bit, do it again, whatever. It is so much more like natural looking than I thought it would be, in a good way. Not a bad way, in a very good way. It looks like skin, it looks glam, but it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look like I'm caked in makeup. I feel really pretty. Oh my god, imagine it was setting spray too, like to bring back more of the glow. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see what this looks like once I've got the rest of my makeup on and my blush and stuff. Comfortable, affordable, cruelty-free, amazing shade range. So far so good. Let's pray that it lasts 12 hours. Well, I like to say at least 6 hours. We'll see how it looks at 6 hours. If it lasts 12 hours, even better. Hey guys, so it has been out. By the way, we started just before 10 a.m. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say the time before. In terms of the makeup was on at about 10 a.m. So we'll go till 10 p.m. Here's the makeup on. I did use a like balmy jelly kind of blush. So if anything looks patchy right with the blushes, it's the blush's fault, not the foundation's fault. I think it looks pretty good. Like stained my fingers, look. Can you see it like on my hand? It's like a really weird formula. It's on my middle finger, yeah. Anyways, so that was a little bit touch and go, but I think overall the makeup looks stunning. Put on a little bit of highlighter, so we got like a bit of glow. I'm feeling good. I just wanted to pop in and like update you with how, you know, it looks once all of the rest of my makeup's on. I think it looks so pretty. I think my skin just looks great. Fingers crossed it stays like that. Hello, it has now been 4 hours. It's 2:10 p.m. and it basically just looks identical, I would say. It has not faded, it has not lost coverage, it's not creasing, it's not doing anything. The finish looks very much the same as it did last time, I think. Maybe slightly more glowy. I feel like since having a baby, I get an oilier T-zone throughout the day, but like not terrible. I wouldn't say I've got like oily skin or an oily T-zone, but just more than I used to before I had a baby. And then like I get a lot of dryness like around my mouth and stuff like this time of year. This feels so hydrating though. Like it feels like moisturizing. I don't know. I know it's got like skin loving ingredients and stuff in it. I don't know, it definitely does not feel drying, doesn't feel crusty or cakey or thick or anything. It feels good. So I'll pop back in a few more hours and we'll see how we're going. Just before I go, let's just lift up my blind and see what this looks like in real lighting. I also took some pictures, which I'll pop on, just showing how it looked in like direct sunlight and also like in kind of shaded, you know, situations. I feel like it almost looked like filtered, honestly. Here's the natural lighting. I just feel like my skin looks beautiful. Like, I really like this. Also, please bear in mind, I do have some highlighter on my nose and cheekbones. And I put a little bit on my chin, nose, and just like above my brow. So yeah, there's a little bit extra glow from the highlighter. And I like how my skin looks like naturally flawless. It doesn't look caked on. You can still see my real skin, but it looks naturally perfected, and you guys know that is my jam. Whether I'm going for like a light natural or like a full glam, I really do like when my skin looks like skin. It's possible to have really good coverage and have your skin still look like skin. I definitely feel confident, so far so good. It is now 5:10 p.m. So we're past the 6-hour mark now, and I still think it looks beautiful. I've not touched up a single thing. If we look side on, I feel like I haven't noticed any fading. I feel like I've got a little bit of fading here from where I've had my headphones on, but it's like more on my neck. How random. The coverage on my face still looks good, and I feel like it still looks very, very smooth. It does look very blurred, like my skin looks very perfected. It looks a lot glowier at this point. I'm just gonna touch it. It doesn't feel greasy whatsoever. It's not transferring off. I feel like maybe it's slightly starting to go around the nostrils, like it's starting to melt a little bit, but it's not faded around my mouth. Honestly, I just think it looks beautiful. And also please remember I have on my lights now because it's almost dark outside. So the shine that you're seeing is a little bit more amplified right now than what it would look like, you know, in natural lighting. But I love it. Oh my gosh, I feel glowy. I feel dewy. Like, I think it looks so pretty. All I need is to just touch up my lipstick a little bit. If this amount of shine bothered you, by all means, you could go in with a little bit of powder. But for me, oh, I love it. It's been 12 hours and I genuinely think it still looks beautiful. I have not touched up a thing when it comes to like my base. All I've touched up is my lips. I've not powdered, I've not added more foundation. I haven't added any, did I say powder already? I'm so tired. Literally like gonna hop in the shower after this and go straight to sleep. Minimal fading. That's a stretch even saying it's faded at all. I'd say it's like faded literally like barely. The melting around the nostrils has not gotten any worse. It literally looks fine. The shininess I feel like basically kind of looks the same as the last update, maybe slightly more shiny. It's definitely long wear. It is beautiful. My skin still looks so smooth, like it just has blurred all through here where I've got like imperfections, all around the sides here where I've got a lot of congestion. Like, it's just sitting so nicely on top of the skin. The worst area of foundation is where I've eaten and genuinely I forgot I was wearing makeup because I was eating like a slop and I was getting sauce all over the sides of my like mouth. So that's like the only place it's kind of come off because it was greasy food. We made smashed tacos, so the like oil in the food removed it a little bit. I often get a lot of fading around here and there's just like barely any. Imagine it with setting spray as well. Like, are you joking? But you can see where my lipstick's rubbed on my chin too, where I've been eating. Yeah, I've been like itching my nose, I've been like wiping my nose, I've been doing all sorts of stuff and it stayed so well. I even wore my glasses, not for a long time. I honestly feel like there's no foundation that will really last on the bridge of the nose when you're wearing glasses, but I did wear my glasses for about 40 minutes tonight watching TV. I don't know, can you even see where the glasses were? Like slightly, you can see the smallest little like bit of movement. But this is why I love SheGlam. It is so affordable, which we love. Ever since I've started this YouTube channel, I've always loved affordable makeup. Like, there is nothing better to me than finding a bargain that performs like high-end luxury makeup. The quality of this, the packaging does not feel cheap. It does not feel like $10. It's nice. It looks nice. It feels nice. Like I said, it's got a really nice like closing mechanism. The quality of the product itself is unreal. I think you should give it a go. Obviously look up more reviews. You can like find more reviews on their website, I'm pretty sure. Check out YouTube tutorials, check out TikToks. There's always heaps of info out there for you guys, but if you trust my reviews, I like it. Now, like always, I'm just going to take a tiny amount of pressed powder and we'll just see how this looks. If we were to touch it up, honestly, if I had a dinner date right now, I'd like head out the door. I'd fix up this with a bit of concealer or something and I'd be out. Like, that's it. Because I think it just looks beautiful still. But I know for some people this might be a bit too greasy. So just taking like a dot of powder or like one powder, press of powder. What do you say? I don't even know. Like, look at that. Brand new. We'll do a little bit more. Let me change my brush. I find often like just through here makes a big difference when you like kind of touch up just over the side of the nose where you get like that T-zone shiny. Look at that. Can you see the difference? Like, It's just, it looks freshly applied again. I don't mind how this looks, but look. I'll show you up close in a second. We'll see if it looks cakey or anything like that, because some foundations, when you touch them up, they go like, you know, a bit heavy looking and like thick. I should have removed that lipstick, but that's fine. So here you go. Here it is up close. I feel like these lights always make me look like I've got these big creases right here. It's just the like shadows on my face right now with the artificial lighting. This right here is probably the driest on my entire face it looks. It doesn't even look bad. So many foundations, like this whole area normally looks like that, you know, like flaky. It does not look flaky. It's just unreal. My skin looks like velvety soft. Nothing like feels heavy. It feels lightweight. Up close here now you can see on the tip of my nose where it's kind of rubbed off. That's what I was talking about, like I was itching my nose. So if you're really touching your face a lot, I feel like it's gonna rub off. I genuinely low-key forgot I was wearing makeup for half of the night. I'll have the links, of course, down below for you guys if you want to go shop. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what first impression you guys would like to see next, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!